What is up? What is up, YouTube? How y'all doing? Check this out, man. I got my team in here with me. I got Uncle Mike got the team in here. I said, what are y'all doing? They want to be in here with Uncle Mike, y'all, while I'm doing the reaction. So, shout out to the kids. You gotta let the kids do what they want to do. They back there making all that noise, y'all. I can't even get the thing done. Look here, y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Diddy loses it in court after 50 Cent stands by Cassie in day 3 of the trial. 50 Cent is at the court building? I don't know. We're gonna find out, man. Hey, y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Let's check this bad boy out. Here we go, y'all. Check it out.
Check it. Uncle Mike in the building, and let me break this down real slick. Yo, one cat that been calling Diddy out from the jump, that's 50 Cent. While everybody else was either quiet or capping for Puff, Fifth been out here moving different. He never rocked with Diddy like that. He always peeped the foul energy and called it for what it was. Real recognized real. And 50 always saw the red flags before the rest of the world caught on.
It's 50 Cent.
He would do a lot of foul shit, like behind the scenes, he would do some foul shit, like.
But I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to the party.
Yeah. Puffy was playing with your booty in Miami.
Check this out. The moment Puff laid eyes on 50 Cent stepping into that courtroom, man, his whole vibe switched. Eyes bugged, jaw locked up, hands low-key trembling under that defense table. That wasn't the icy mogul we knew from the shiny suit era. Nah, this was a dude shook. By day 3, folks in the room said Diddy was unraveling. And when Fifth stood up and let the world know he was riding with Cassie, bruh, the energy flipped. What happened after that? It had jaws dropping. And it might just flip the whole case on its head.
Now, Fifth, when you continuously call Puff gay, does that affect your relationships in Hollywood?
I don't call him gay. I said,
Let me read it, Fifth.
Oh my God.
Sorry I can no longer help you guys. Soon you will all be gay and happy. You are all now left under leadership of Puffy Daddy. Report to the nearest rainbow. Dinner Thieves in theaters January.
Oh, that's why he says things. He doesn't even know what he's saying is like fruity.
Yo, Sean Diddy Combs been running the game off straight image control. That man built his whole kingdom on staying 10 toes down and camera ready. For 3 decades, we seen him glide down red carpets like royalty, flash that $1 million grin, and breeze through interviews like it's just another business meeting. Scandals? Please. He been dodging them like Floyd in the ring. Diddy was the blueprint, the mogul who never cracked, no matter the heat. Y'all remember that 2017 moment? Reporter hit him with a slick question about them rumored payoffs to old staff. Diddy didn't flinch. Just hit a clean smile, fixed his jacket like a boss, and flipped the convo smooth like it was rehearsed. That's how he moved. Until now.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he said something fabulous and he goes, yo, but me and you, we ain't party. Like, we need to party. What is he talking about? That's the kind of stuff. When people say that to me, I get a little uncomfortable. I get uncomfortable. Like he said something to me one time, a long time ago. At Chris Lighty's wedding, he told me he'd take me shopping. I looked at him like, what'd you just say? Let me move, man, before I do something. You're gonna make me mess up the wedding.
Oh, that's a nice gesture.
Let me get out. No, dude, take me. That's what a guy says to a girl.
What about that time in 2012 when his restaurant flopped and Diddy still pulled up to the shutdown party like he just sold the place for a profit? That's the Diddy move right there. Act like it's all chess, not checkers. Uncle Mike peeped that from a mile away. Classic Puff, never letting him see him stressed. The whole squad was trained to keep that illusion tight. Word is, Diddy got a whole dozen folks on payroll just to curate his vibe. From what he say to how he smirked, all that smooth talk, practice, that cold stare, rehearse. One of his old assistants even told Uncle Mike that Puff used to run mirror drills, straight rehearsing his answers for hours like it was a Grammy performance. Had a media coach too, throwing curveball questions just to keep his nerves bulletproof. But real talk, behind them tinted frames and designer fits, former staff been whispering about them temper tantrums for years. Said there was 2 Diddys, and the second one ain't never been on TV. Word from a former bad boy insider just hit different. Off the record, he let it slip. The Diddy the world been watching on stage in suits, throwing parties, that was just a show. Behind them private doors, whole different beat. Homie said Diddy would launch phones across the room if one little thing ain't go right. Real rage. Them stories never went far, cause no major players ever co-signed it. Till now. And the mask? It started slipping days before trial even began. Paparazzi caught him barking on a fan outside his lawyer's office, just for asking for a selfie. Then came the press conference where he looked shook. He gripped that podium like it owed him money, knuckles turning snow white. For a dude who spent millions on polishing up his image, that wasn't just a slip, that was a fracture. PR expert Tanya Rodriguez broke it down. Cats like Diddy don't just have an image, they engineer it like it's a brand. Every smile, every quote, every pause on them talk shows, calculated. But when enough pressure hits, that image crumbles. And when one piece falls, the rest come crashing down fast. That's what happened in court, day 3. Witnesses ain't hold back. They said the whole vibe changed. Diddy wasn't composed, wasn't calm. That mask shattered. Court reporter Marcus Jenkins said he was shaking so bad the defense table was vibrating. Mid-argument, dude even cut his own lawyer off 3 separate times, voice getting louder each time till the judge had to step in and tell him chill. But that wasn't the peak, the moment when he flat out shouted during testimony, loud, out of pocket. Whole room gasped. Judge Harmon wasn't playing, hit that gavel hard and warned him. One more outburst, and it's contempt. Now here's the wild part. Folks say his whole face twisted with rage. Eyes wild, lips curled, looking like the pressure finally cracked him. 30 years of media training couldn't save him from that. And just when it seemed like he might pull it back together, boom, doors swing open, in walks the one man he never expected to see inside that courtroom, the same man who's been clowning him on socials, the same rival with money, power, and pettiness on lock. 50 Cent. The second he stepped in, Puff froze. Color drained from his face, hands trembling. Witnesses say he looked like he saw a ghost. Cause it wasn't just about 50 showing up. It was what it meant. This wasn't just legal anymore. This was personal. This was legacy on the line. And that courtroom, never gonna be the same.
And it turns out that it's just been announced that he's created a docu-series on Netflix. I can't wait to see this. The other end of that, every person who has tried to speak out about this, who has tried to speak out about the industry, the type of people that are controlling the industry, the attacks that people face from the media if they try to speak out, is always the same. They're called crazy. And an example of one such individual who went through those sorts of attacks is the actor Orlando Brown. He was on Disney, and I remember everyone telling us that he was totally insane and deranged when he was saying a lot of things that at the time sounded crazy, particularly about Diddy. Take a listen.
The requirement is you gotta say no to Diddy. If it's new booty in the building, you know he gonna get it.
Don't take your girlfriend to a Diddy party.
You can take the but he won't you.
See, the beef between 50 Cent and Diddy, that ain't no recent Instagram shade. This goes back damn near 20 years. We talking deep-rooted smoke, petty jabs, big accusations, and decades of chess moves. This ain't no back and forth over beats. This been personal. Real personal. Back in the early 2000s, 50 been throwing darts at Diddy on interviews, podcasts, even his own shows. He called him out on Hot 97. He questioned the Biggie situation. He clowned his image. He questioned his character, his lifestyle, all of that. So when 50 stepped foot in that courtroom on day 3, man, every soul in that building felt the shift. Dressed like a boss in that crisp black suit, shades on like it was the BET Awards, he slid through the double doors like he owned the building. Court reporter Janelle Martin said the whole energy changed. Silence so loud you could hear someone's phone buzzing in their pocket across the gallery. The judge paused. Even the stenographer looked up from her keys. Diddy was mid-whisper with his legal team when it happened. His eyes snapped toward the door. His face went through a whole movie reel. Confused, then stunned, then tight with fear. You gotta understand, nobody thought 50 would pull up in person. Yeah, he'd been clowning online since Cassie dropped the bombshell lawsuit. He reposted that infamous 2016 hotel hallway footage with the caption, "Money can't hide who you really are." That post alone clocked 12 million views. But what folks didn't know was 50 wasn't just trolling. He was working. Real moves behind the scenes. A source told me 50's camp reached out to Cassie's legal team within 48 hours of her filing. He believed her story. He said he wanted in, wanted to help fund, protect, and expose. That wasn't just entertainment anymore. That was chess, strategic, calculated, and cold-blooded. When 50 sat down in the back row, everything in the courtroom tilted. People were rubbernecking between him and Diddy like it was a heavyweight fight. Round one in silence. Diddy tried to keep it together, kept flipping through papers with his lawyer, but the sketches from that day, yeah, they tell the truth. He kept peeking back, like he couldn't believe what was really happening. Then came the punch. During lunch recess, 50 slid out the courtroom to a pack of hungry cameras. He stepped to the mic and dropped the hammer. "I'm not just here for show," he said. "I'm putting up my own money to support Cassie's legal team. And not just Cassie, I'm opening the door for any survivor in this game to step forward. We breaking the silence." He said it clear. This ain't about old beef. This is about right and wrong. Period. Now Diddy, back inside the court, he heard that statement secondhand. One of his assistants whispered it to him across the defense table, and boom, dude slammed his fist down so hard, his glass flipped and shattered on the floor. Courtroom went dead quiet. One of the marshals actually stepped forward. Security got tight. Diddy was breathing heavy, chest rising like he just ran laps. His lawyer leaned in, tried to talk him down, but Diddy wasn't listening. He was red, shaking, and yo, that was the moment prosecutors picked to drop their next bomb. They stood up, eyes locked on the judge, and calmly said, "We'd like to submit new evidence. This material will prove Mr. Combs gave false testimony under oath." The room braced, the lights dimmed, screens fired up, and what played next, nobody was ready for, not the jury, not the press, and definitely not Diddy.
He would do a lot of foul shit, like behind the scenes. He would do some foul shit, like hating on, like doing things with people I done business with that he done business with. He would say shit that I was like, "He said that to you?"
Right.
I was like, "Yeah, it's all right." You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and niggas don't know what they like till they see somebody with it. So they want the girls after you're done with them and shit.
Yeah, leftovers.
Yeah.
You take your leftovers. A lot of niggas have my leftovers.
He was not offended by what I was offended by. This is what
wow, they found Kendrick and Wifey.
You know, that's obviously doing shopping. They got the same outfit.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, that's a nice shirt. That's a nice shirt. All right, so when he said the shopping line, in real life, what did you say?
I said, let me get away from him. Because it was like, he was like, yo, you hot now. Now we got to hang out now. Like, you know, like hang out.
Yeah.
He said, I don't know, maybe I'll take you shopping and I get you some fly shit and you can give me the hood shit. And I was looking and I was like, let me just move away from him because I'm going to mess up the wedding. I always say to myself, like,
it was someone's wedding?
It was Chris Lighty's wedding. It was in Miami. Nori's there. Nori knows this because I looked at him like, yo.
Yo, the courtroom was already on edge, charged up after 50 made that unexpected grand entrance. Energy in there, you could slice it with a razor. Ain't nobody breathing too deep. All eyes locked on the prosecution team, who had that look like they was about to drop a bomb. That quiet confidence, the kind that say, we got something that's gonna shake this whole case. Then it came. Your Honor, we'd like to present evidence. Item 47B, mic drop. Diddy's lawyer popped up so quick it looked like a reflex. Objection, Your Honor. We never received anything labeled 47B in discovery. His voice was tight, pressed. That's when everybody realized this wasn't some routine court move. This was a sneak play, a sideline cut straight to the chest. Judge ain't flinch. She called both legal squads to the bench. They huddled tight, real intense for what felt like a full track on a Kendrick album. 5 minutes of legal whispering while Diddy, he sat alone. All that bad boy bravado, gone. Just him, sitting stiff at the table, sneaking glances back at 50 Cent, who was chilling in the back like a silent sniper. Calm, calculated, ready. The courtroom sketch artist even peeped it. She told reporters later that Diddy kept cracking his knuckles one by one like a drum roll of nerves. Says she'd only seen him do that once before, during a heated civil suit settlement talk. So yeah, tension was cooking. When the team sat back down, Diddy's whole crew looked drained, especially his lead attorney. The judge turned to the jury and said coldly, "This evidence will be admitted. It was uncovered yesterday." That's all she said, but that one line, it sent a chill through the room. And then the lights dimmed. Courtroom monitors flipped on. New footage. Surveillance pulled from Diddy's own Miami estate. April 2018. No audio, but the visuals. Loud. It showed Diddy and Cassie in a hallway. Diddy shouting, his hand motions wild. Backing Cassie up against the wall like he was cornering her in an argument. You ain't need words, body language was screaming. Then came the moment that snatched the breath out the room. He grabbed her by the shoulders, shook her hard, then shoved her down to the floor. The reaction? Immediate chaos. You heard gasps like somebody that pulled the fire alarm. Diddy exploded out his chair so fast it clattered to the ground. "That's not what happened," he barked, loud enough to echo. His lawyer had to physically grab him and force him back into the seat, whispering in his ear like a hostage negotiator. But the damage was done. His face shook, eyes wide, mouth tight, breathing like he just ran stadium stairs. Security took notice. One of the court officers moved in close, hand near the holster, everybody on edge. But it wasn't just the footage that hit hard. It was what Diddy said the day before. He told the court, word for word, "I have never in any instance physically assaulted Ms. Ventura or any woman." And then he added for flair, "There are no videos or evidence of such behavior, because it never occurred." The prosecutor stood there, cool as ever, reading back those quotes while the video kept playing in the background. Side-by-side lies, proof in motion. And Diddy? He folded, head drooped down onto the desk like the verdict already came in. His lawyer begged for a recess. "Your Honor, we request a short break." Judge ain't budge. Number Mr. 𝗗𝗡𝗞𝗦 must maintain composure. We continue. After court let out, one of the bailiffs spoke to the press. He said, and I quote, "It was like watching a man unravel." That courtroom watched Diddy transform into somebody else in real time. And outside the court, Hollywood lit up, phones buzzing, screenshots flying, group chats blowing up, big names started switching sides or going ghost. The wall of loyalty that used to surround Diddy like a fortress. Cracks everywhere, and they wasn't fixing themselves. The era of protecting the brand was over, and the fall was just getting started.
I feel like all these years, you've been the only one calling this out.
I look like I've been the crazy guy for a long
They
time.
said you're a hater. They said you're crazy.
You do this, yeah. And now everybody's complaining. My ass is hurting. There's all this shit that's coming.
50, you can't make jokes about it.
No.
The internet might come for you, bro.
All I'm saying
It
is
might come from you.
You see it now. All of these complaints. People were damn. They were and pillaged. This was what was going on, right? And what do I get for I went through years of a hater. You're a hater. You want this and that. I'm just watching. Like, I look at things and go, when you see the new lawsuit coming with Jay, the part with Jay, I go, oh shoot, like. Then I think about it, I go, that had to be there. So when I was saying that he was missing, he just wasn't actively being out there because they was dealing with that.
Wait, do you think there's truth to the Jay thing? There's no way.
Like that, look, like if you say, I have this thing where I'm conflicted when it takes you 20 years to remember something happened to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I go also 10 years, 20 years later, that comes back. And it's like all of Puff's problems are coming from the ministers touching little boys.
What you mean?
The laws are the way they are because
because of the priests.
The priests touching little boys.
Oh.
Before the trial, Diddy was untouchable, straight up. Celebs lined up like VIP bottle service just to stand next to the man. You couldn't say nothing sideways about Puff without getting ghosted by the industry. He threw the parties, he signed the checks, he gave careers the gas pedal. His famous friends, they weren't just close, they were shielding him. Public posts, studio features, late night dinners with billionaires. The unspoken rule was, protect Diddy at all calls. But Day 3 changed all that. When that video hit, the one where Cassie hit the floor and Diddy hit the roof, everything flipped. That courtroom meltdown cracked the whole illusion. But it wasn't just the footage, it was 50 Cent. His presence in that courtroom was the permission slip folks didn't know they were waiting on. When 50 backed Cassie publicly, the dam broke. Uncle Mike got a call from someone deep in the business, told him straight. 50 gave him cover. Now everybody trying to act brave. And just like that, people pick sides. The industry split like a double cup. Loyalty on one side, self-preservation on the other. The signs came quick. Usher unfollowed Diddy on the gram, gone like a ghost. That man had hits with Diddy, Legacy Records, and dipped without saying a word. Mary J. Blige, a whole bad boy sister, did the same. Then it got colder. Bieber, who once called Diddy a mentor, deleted every single photo they had together. Archives wiped clean, no statement, just silence louder than a diss track. This ain't coincidence. This was calculated retreat, industry chess, not checkers. Then the subliminals started flying. Lizzo posted, "Believe women," no names, but come on, everybody knew what that meant. The Weeknd dropped a black screen with white text, "Power don't equal truth." And Drake, who usually played the neutral zone, posted, "The truth always surfaces eventually." All of that hit right after that video aired in court. Then came the heavy hitters. Cardi B jumped on IG Live, her voice low, but tight with emotion. "I've seen this behind the curtain. Money been protecting monsters too long." She never said his name, but nobody had doubts who she meant. And Uncle Mike, he been watching all this unfold in real time. "When you got the whole game unfollowing one of their biggest players," he said, "it ain't just drama, it's collapse. Want to know how bad it got? Diddy can't even get his calls returned. One of his own team members reached out to Uncle Mike, whispering behind the scenes that Rihanna got 6 missed calls from Diddy after that courtroom fallout. She ain't picked up once, not one text back. Beyonce and Jay-Z, same thing. Dids Camp been begging for a supportive statement. All they got was silence. But the power shift wasn't just about silence. Support for Cassie kept growing, quietly at first, then louder. Female artists who ain't said nothing in years started reaching out to her legal team. Some say they ready to testify, others sending strength in other ways. Lady Gaga, she didn't tweet. She sent flowers with a handwritten card that read, "I believe you." Think about that. Just a week ago, speaking out against Diddy could end your career. Now, the culture done flipped. The gatekeeper's been replaced by truth tellers. The old rules ain't applying no more. And Diddy, he felt it. Every unfollow, every IG post, every cold shoulder, his whole kingdom built on charisma and control was crumbling like dollar bills in a dryer. Hey, and then, boom, that pressure finally cracked him wide open. Witnesses said it wasn't just stress, it was rage. A courtroom outburst so wild, so raw, it made the judge nearly fall back in her chair. It was like watching the empire implode in real time. And guess what? Uncle Mike's still here, bringing you every twist, every turn. This story just shifted from scandal to straight up historic, and we still got more to uncover. Let me know when you're ready for the next part. It only gets crazier from here.
The final explosion came like a live grenade tossed into the middle of that courtroom. Cassie's testimony on day 3 hit like a storm in a velvet dress. You could feel it. Seats filled, media packed tight in the back, celebs low-key ducking behind sunglasses, and 50 Cent still posted in the cut, arms folded, not moving a muscle. Diddy? He was already unraveling, one thread at a time. Court clerk Melissa Johnson peeped the signs. Man was twitching, whispering to his lawyers louder every minute, leg tapping like a beat machine, fixing his tie, loosen it, fixing it again. Pressure was cooking. Then came Cassie, 2:30 sharp, calm, composed, eyes locked on the jury. She started talking about an incident from 2019. Said Diddy threatened her career when she tried to walk away. He said he made me and he could destroy me just as easy. Diddy was already shaking his head before she finished. His lawyer had to keep touching his arm, trying to calm him like he was a ticking time bomb. The judge saw it too. According to court reporter Damon Williams, she scribbled a warning and passed it down the bench like a classroom note. Then Cassie described a party in the Hamptons, 2018. She said Diddy locked her in a bedroom for 2 days after she was caught, talking to another music exec. As she spoke, everybody watched Diddy's face transform. Jaw tight, eyes wide, a vein popping like a drumline across his temple. You could see it even from the gallery. Then boom, Diddy exploded, stood up so fast his chair hit the ground. "That's all lies," he screamed, finger pointed like a bullet toward Cassie. "You know what you did." Courtroom froze. Even the court reporter stopped typing for a split second. Cassie flinched, but didn't blink. She kept her focus, eyes straight, composure still tight. Then Diddy turned. "And you," voice cracked, stared dead at 50. "You'll regret getting involved in this. Security ain't playing." 2 officers jumped in between Diddy and Cassie. Another flanked his back. Judge Harmon slammed that gavel like it owed her money. "Mr. Combs, control yourself. One more outburst and you're held in contempt." Diddy's lawyer stood up, trying to pause the circus. Judge wasn't having it. "Sit down, counsel. We continue." That courtroom, silent, heavy, folks couldn't believe what they was watching. The man who once danced through scandals like he was untouchable was now red-faced and rage-filled, losing it in public. Cassie, unshaken, took a sip of water, picked up where she left off. Her lawyer told press later, "That strength you saw, that came from finally feeling supported." 50's presence was that support, and he knew it. Didn't even say a word, just gave Diddy one of those slow nods, calculated, like, yeah, this is the spot I planned. After court, Diddy's legal team hit panic mode. That calm, suited-up executive they were selling to the jury, gone. Their whole defense strategy blew up right there on that courtroom carpet. That night, they rewrote the entire playbook. The next morning, they filed for a mistrial, claimed 50's presence was prejudicial, said it was all a setup, even dropped screenshots of 50's IG posts as evidence of targeted influence. Judge Harmon denied that motion so fast. "Mr. Combs is responsible for his own actions," she wrote. So the fallback plan flipped the narrative. Now they trying to paint Diddy as a passionate, misunderstood man. Not violent, just emotional. It's a full 180, and nobody's buying it. Meanwhile, Cassie's team gained power. New witnesses came forward after Diddy's meltdown, 3 of them. One's a former security guard, 2 are ex-assistants. They said they'd seen too much and couldn't stay quiet no more. Said Diddy's outbursts showed the world what they already knew behind the scenes. 50 Cent, man kept the pressure cooking. Since the blow-up, he's posted 7 times about the trial, each one hitting harder. His latest, a side-by-side of Diddy screaming in court next to that surveillance footage of Cassie, captioned, "Actions speak louder than lawyers." Over 3 million likes in 6 hours. And that ain't all. 50 just announced a new docuseries, Music Industry Secrets. Word is Diddy's name all over the pilot. Cassie came back to the stand the next day. Different, straight posture, stronger voice. Whole room felt it. Her lawyer told media she's finding her voice because she knows she's not alone anymore. Legal analysts say it plain. Diddy's outbursts might have lost him this case. Jurors don't forget what they see with their own eyes. Consultant Sarah Matthews told press they saw him break. That's what's gonna stick. Now, even outside court, the damage is spreading like fire. Revolt Media, down 14%. Liquor brands, quietly polishing deals. Talent agency, reviewing his entire rep. Losses, estimated up to $200 million. Even if he wins the case, the game flipped. The man who had Hollywood on lock now sit in court watching everything he built fall to ash. And Cassie, she rising. Each day louder, each witness more support, and with 50 Cent still pushing. This ain't just about Diddy anymore. Nah, this is a reckoning, a mic drop moment for the entire music game. The silence, broken, the secrets, spilling. And remember, Uncle Mike just bringing you the juice I heard around social media, the unfiltered scoop. This ain't the end, it's just the beginning.